keep that going on for as long as possible. And what's also used sometimes is the chemostat, which is a reactor in which you add nutrients all the time, but also take away biomass and liquid all the time. So you can keep some kind of constant. If you're really good, then you have a constant growth phase going on in your bioreactor.
Can you describe some of the reasons why somebody would choose that, or what's the industrial use now?
Yeah. So the advantages of a chemostat. Good question. Is exactly the next slide. So the chemostat is like the ideal situation. Typically, a bioreactor that's like a chemostat looks like the one on the right. You have a vessel and then a lot of sensors in there. And in the back you see two bottles, one with nutrients that you can add and one with stuff you take out. And there's temperature sensors, pH sensors, and in the bottom a stirrer, and also maybe a heating plate. So everything is nice and under control. The machine down there also has a nice controller that you can program. And yeah, what's really great about this is that in this environment you can measure exactly the growth speed. Because if you create the ideal environment for the organism to grow, yeah, it only depends on itself, on how fast it grows. So you can compare strains, you can compare species to each other in a chemostat. And of course you can very nicely investigate the effect of the medium. If you change the medium, does the growth speed change or not? You can, for example, while the organisms are growing, add more nitrogen or remove the nitrogen. You can maybe do that in phases, one after the other. And also, of course, you can control all the environmental parameters like temperature and pH and the amount.
It's like a closed system. What would you do with the waste?
Yeah, you would pump it out in one of the vessels in the back, or you would have like a big waste collection system. Actually, there are not that many big industrial chemostats being used. The only ones that I could find, or that I know of, are production of corn. Corn, that's this meat substitute. So people, they're vegetarians, but they want to eat something that tastes like meat. That's actually a fungus, Fusarium graminarium. That's a fungus that grows in the structure of in your mouth. It feels like meat. They grow it in continuous processes. They just have a reactor that produces this all the time. And on the other hand, on the right-hand side is human insulin that's produced with bacon.